Hi, welcome to the Whiskey Tank. I'm Joe. What happens when you mix red corn, wheat, and malted barley? Let's find out right now. Hey guys, I want to bring you a quick fresh crack on Jimmy Red 7-year wheated bourbon. And so this is kind of an interesting one. This has got a 68-20-12 mash bill. So that's 68% corn, 20 wheat, and 12 malted barley, but it's red corn. And it's a 2024 release, and the MSRP on it had me a little bit leery about picking this bottle up, but I said what the heck, and I went ahead and got one. The MSRP in this was $129.99. I was able to pick this bottle up for that a while back, and I just haven't had a reason to open it yet, but I want to put this one up against OWA and the high wheat Bardstown and do a solo blind. If you're interested in seeing that, make sure you keep your eyes open on the channel and watch when I drop that video, because it's going to happen. I'm in fact opening this bottle just to make sure that it does happen. All right, enough talk. Let's get into this thing. So the really cool thing with this bottle is they did 17 barrels in this batch. I've never opened one of these up, and this is a really kind of cool porcelain bottle. So I am doing the best I can to get through this. It looks like there's no pull tab, but there is some wax, and I think I'm through it. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, it works, and it was a beautiful cork pop. Now, they do use a real cork instead of a synthetic cork. I would have liked to see that, but hey, it is what it is, and I think it kind of goes along with this unique bottle. Let me grab a glass. I'm gonna go ahead and read what they say on the back of this. Now, keep in mind, this comes from South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Highwire Distillery. All right, and they say, Jimmy Red Wheated Bourbon Whiskey is a celebration of the diverse agricultural tradition of our region, a true revival spirit. This whiskey began as a labor of love to save Jimmy Red corn from near extinction. Little did we know we were preserving some of the finest whiskey corn in the country. A rare departure from our flagship mash bill, this limited edition 7-year-old bourbon is the oldest whiskey we've released to date. So it was supposed to be kind of a special bottle, and they did a really cool job with this, with the wax on it and the little jug that they have. But what really matters is what's in the glass after I pour this, so let's do that. Whew, look at that color, guys. Unbelievable. That is crazy dark. This one comes in at 107 proof too, and that's why I was thinking this would be fun to put up against OWA. And the one that they're saying is the OWA killer, and that's the high wheat Bardstown that comes in at 106 proof. So, all right, since this is a fresh crack review, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this. Ordinarily, I'd like to let this thing sit and breathe for a while, but hey, we're not doing that right now. This is a good opportunity to see how this bottle opens up the next time I try it. All right, let me get this on the nose. Ooh, this is, I mean, number one, look at the color on that. That color is crazy. That's dark, dark, dark red. And I poured a healthy pour of that too. I wasn't going light. Maybe I should have went a little lighter. But hey, that color is incredible. This looks viscous too. So if you can see it in the glass, this has got nice legs coming down the side of the glass. By legs, I mean as I tip the glass up, what does the whiskey do? And it looks like it's just slowly dripping down. They're like candle wax, right? Melting candle wax. That's what you want to see, or at least that's what I like to see, because I like a nice, really oily mouthfeel. And this looks like it's going to be that. I find that 107 proof still is proofy enough to carry some of that viscosity with it. It doesn't lose it or get watered down by adding too much water to it. So I think that's a really good proof point. All right, let's get this on the nose. So I'm getting a lot of vanilla on this, and I am getting some corn with it too. There's definite corn and vanilla. There's something else, there's something spicy, which is weird because there's no rye in this whiskey at all. It's almost like it's got a little apple or something in there too on the nose, like an Irish whiskey almost for me. But hey, fun nose. I'm sure that's going to soften a little bit as if I was to let it sit in the glass, but that's not what this is all about. Let's go ahead and get this on the palate. Definitely has some corn influence, so that red corn that they're using, they didn't lose it in this whiskey. It's still there. It's almost like a tortilla, like a tortilla shell almost flavor, or a Frito. It's kind of got a little bit of that, but in a good way. It's also got a lot of caramel. It's got a lot of vanilla in it. It's almost borderline frosting like. Now, some of the apple did cross over from the nose to the palate as well. But the thing that I really want to notice is the mouthfeel on this. This has got a really nice viscous mouthfeel, a nice coating effect. I want to go ahead and get another sip of this to see how that finishes. there's a little bit of spice that comes across too, and it carries over into the finish, which it's strange. So with this mash bill, the kind of unique thing that they're doing is they're not using any rye, they're using wheat instead, and that's what makes this a wheated bourbon. So the second most highly used grain in the mash bill is going to be wheat versus rye, which is in a lot of regular standard bourbon mash bills. And this has got still that 12% malted barley, which brings some of those sugars and some of that sweetness, but it's got 20% wheat, which is bringing a little softness with it too, and a really good mouthfeel. There's a little grainy note on it too, and I'm going to attribute that to the wheat. And then that 68% of that red corn, their own proprietary corn that they're using over Jimmy Red, definitely brings that punch with it. Now there's a spiciness that comes along with that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure where that's coming from, because it's not coming from rye, and I don't get a lot of oak on this either, but that definitely crosses over to the finish for me. So that finish is nice and long, so it definitely has got a nice satisfying finish on it. It doesn't kind of like just disappear and go nowhere. It definitely leaves you with that nice corn flavor and some of that sweetness that comes along with it. That vanilla kind of crosses over on the finish for me too. So overall, this is going to be an interesting sip to put up against OWA and the Bardstown High Wheat. I'm looking forward to doing that. Please check that video out. Until next time on the Whiskey Tank, I'm going to go ahead and keep sipping on this glass because I poured a healthy pour and I might as well do it. But cheers.